Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Nicola Prendergast-Lucas, and I'm an assistant professor at the University of Arizona Global Campus and co-host of the Culture of Care Summit. My co-host is also Dr. Yolanda Harper, and she will introduce herself later. We're pleased to welcome you to this workshop with Dr. Sarah Settler-Cohen titled The Art of Letter Writing. Dr. Cohen is the program chair for the Bachelor's in Sociology at UAGC and has worked as an academic leadership for 15 years. Apologies. She received her doctorate in sociology from UC Santa Cruz in 2005 and is the first in her immediate family to complete college. She strives to create relationships and promote outreach and mutual aid with non-traditional students and those marginalized by a lack of formal education and socioeconomic class challenges. Her interests include radical pedagogy, community uplifting, and how people garner cultural capital in their social worlds. She is a singer, collage artist, writer, and rock and roll DJ. So please help me in welcoming Dr. Sarah Settler-Cohen. Please do so in the chat.
All right. Thank you so much, Nicola. I'm Sarah Settler-Cohen, and I am the program chair for sociology and this here at UAGC. And this is a presentation workshop that I've done before. It's loads of fun. The idea is to get you all writing letters, getting started on writing a number of letters that you will finish on your own time. All right, so here are your pillars that everybody has seen several times, and you'll continue to see them. This one obviously is around communication, also respect, empowerment, and can be student-centered. I actually do have a couple of student pen pals, which is a lot of fun, and that persists long after they've been students, and of course, being an advocate. So why write real letters with a pen and stationery? It relieves anxiety, right? The act of writing relieves anxiety or letting out. It's a form of journaling, but you're sharing with somebody else. It offers clarity. It can offer peace. It's a way to show love and gratitude. It's also a much needed alternative to Zoom engagement or social media engagement or FaceTime or anything like that, because it's just a different modality. It's also a different way to document events. So I remember when, and I get very nostalgic with my old friends. And so, or you can tell people what you've been up to, what you've been doing, and it's just a little bit different kind of engagement. It encourages reflection because your brain slows down when you've got a pen in your hand. We're different people when we use a pen or pencil. We're different communicators. We write differently than the way we talk, than the way we type, than the way we text. It's subtle for some people, but for others it can be very different. The data out there suggests it can make us happier, and it's part of the happiness index is writing letters by hand. It slows us down, which is great. Anytime we have an opportunity to slow down is always good. And it also demonstrates your commitment to a relationship. When you sit down, you've got a cup of tea, a glass of water, glass of wine, whatever, you're sitting down and you're dedicating time in a space for writing a letter to a person. So it can be a real wonderful way to show somebody that you're thinking about them and that you care about them. It's also pretty cool, and everybody loves receiving letters. So today we are going to write some letters, or start to write some letters. And so we're just going to take 3 minutes for each prompt. And I've got my timer here, so that's going to work, hopefully. And then, the idea, of course, is to not finish any letter. So once we're done with one prompt, I'll ask you to put that away and get ready for the next one. So you do need some tools today. You need a pen or a pencil, and you need patience. What's that? That's not a word. You need patience, and you need commitment. I need something, paper, postcards. I've got a box of postcards behind me that I'll be using. Even a notepad, and then you can always transfer that later. And then these are the prompts that we're going to do. So I'm going to give everybody a second to grab a piece of paper or some stationery, grab a pen. I like to use, I've got my pile of letters that I owe right here, and I'm going to work on those. And I also like to use colored pencils because that's always fun. When you can write doodle stickers, and I just go off. I buy like the fancy stationery and everything. Okay, so everybody's ready, and we'll get started. Your first letter writing prompt is to write a letter to the last person outside of your immediate community with whom you spent meaningful time. So do you have a long distance friend? Did your best friend move away? Someone in another county, another country, anything like that? Share what you remember, share your takeaway, tell them how that time made you feel. And the bonus is to make a date for another future memory. So get ready, 3 minutes, and go. Okay, pens and pencils down. Okay, so this is always really fun. Does anybody want to share who they wrote to? You put it in the chat. I wrote to my friend Wendy. I owe her a letter. Okay, the second prompt. I love this one. I have this one ready. I'm overdue for this. It's writing a letter to yourself to open 1 year from now. So share what you're working on today. Talk about the Culture of Care conference, maybe summit rather, and maybe write a letter to yourself about the things, your takeaways. Start writing it, finish it after today, and what you learned, and maybe give yourself some challenges for a year from now, and then ask yourself if you achieve those. Give yourself kudos for something. Ask yourself whether you achieved something or how an event went, like this one. And the bonus, I've never done this, but the bonus is to give yourself a gift. So I'm going to do that. I haven't decided what I'm going to give myself, but I'm going to pop a gift in there, and hopefully we'll forget about it in a year. Another thing you can do, which is cool, is you can actually mail something to somebody that you trust. Mail the letter to yourself to someone that you trust and have them send it in a year or 2 years or whatever. And that can always be fun because then you get something from someone. And usually for me, I've completely forgotten about it when I do that. Because there's something about sending it away and out of my house, puts it out of my head and out of my mind forever. And then I get it a year or so later. I'm like, hey, a letter. Oh, it's from me. So we'll go ahead and get started on this one. Oh, let's see what's in the chat. Awesome. All right, ready? And 3 minutes. Start your letter to yourself to open in a year. All right. That's for that one. Okay. Next up, the next prompt is to write a letter to your teenage self. And for this one, we're going to actually do less time. We're going to do 2 minutes. So for this one, what advice would you have given yourself? Tell your teenage self why everything will work out. Give your teenage self some hope. And the bonus for this one is after you've completed the letter, give it to a teenager. It could be anonymous. It could be a teenager you just see walking down the street, although that might be a little weird. Well, we'll go 2 minutes and just jot down some notes on these bullets and go. Okay. So, this one's always kind of fun. I like the bonus that came to me at the last minute. Okay, the fourth one is write a letter to a distant relative. Share something interesting about yourself. And this is a distant relative, not a relative that just lives far away, but literally a distant relative, someone maybe you don't know. I have a group of on Facebook, all the Sutler cousins, because there's not a whole lot of us, and most of us that have the name Sutler are related to each other. And so we have a group, and I actually do write letters to a distant cousin who lives in Florida, and we didn't know each other at all before meeting in this Facebook group. So it's really cool. So I'm going to write to him. Tell them why you'd like to be less distant. Ask them a question about another family member you might want to know more about. So he and I have an uncle in common. And bonus, organize a small or large family get together. I know that's a big ask. So we'll go ahead and do this one we'll do this one for 2 minutes also. And go. I love this one. And this is perfect for culture of care right now, right? Extend and reach beyond your departments and programs. Write a letter to a coworker. Tell them why this prompt made you think of them. Ask them about their life. Share with them something about you. I put this together, I did right. Share with them something you think you might have in common. Bonus virtual lunch date. So we'll do this one for, we have 10 minutes left. Yeah, we'll do this one for 3 minutes. This one's a little bit more involved. So go ahead and start. This is the last prompt and probably my favorite, which is an opportunity to write a letter to an accidental mentor. So someone who mentored you, but not, unbeknownst to them. Tell them why you consider them a mentor. Thank them for something specific. Tell them about the moment you realized they were your mentor. And bonus, show them what you achieved because of their mentorship. And we'll do this one for 2 minutes. And we can start now. Awesome. Okay, so as we wrap, I want to take an opportunity to thank everybody, see if anybody has any questions. We are a small group today. Hopefully that people will watch the recording later. These are direct links. This one leads to Letters Against Isolation, where you can engage with elders who are alone. You can send them letters, brighten their days. The Letter Project, just as a full disclosure, this is a faith-based organization, so just want people to know that. But it is focused on writing letters to girls around the world. And this is the Prison Letters Project. Hopefully some of you will be attending or will have attended if you're watching this as a recording, the formerly Justice Involved student panel, which I am a part of. Prison Letters Project is great. It's a way to highlight and spread word and support people who are incarcerated or somehow involved in the carceral system. And is a wonderful website. I'm not going to click on these because it'll just take time away, and we are running out of time. But I do want to encourage people to check this out. You can reach me by emails. Just look up Sarah Sutler Cohen at UAGC, and I'm happy to share this with you. Although I think these resources will be shared on the website when everything's made available. So thank you so much, and we can open up the last few minutes for questions.